Hey guys, James with Torches and Tactical, and today we're doing a very quick, no frills, expedited review style of the brand new WK05 from our friends over at Wurkkos. Now, I bought this with my own money, so I'm going to tell you straight up if it sucks, if it's great, all that stuff. So I will tell you first and foremost, I do appreciate the fact that there is a Penlight out there that will work with two 14500s, or in a pinch if you need to, you can swap over to two AA batteries. Now, of course, the specs are not going to be the same with the lower voltage, but we'll get to that here in just a second. So, for starters, let's go ahead and get through some of those specs, and I'll let you know everything that's inside this package. So to start, this is capable of an eco mode of 1 lumen, and it'll run for 133 hours. But then you also have that low mode of 10 lumens, medium mode of 100 lumens, 300 lumens at high, and then finally 900 lumens out of a single 519A coming in at 5,000 candela. So that is a 90 plus CRI emitter. So you really get those nice colors, and everything looks like it should under the proper midday sun. To continue it, that 900 lumen turbo mode does give you 141 meters of throw with that reflector. And then you get, if you care about those numbers, it is 4,967 candela. So I'm going to tell you right now, I think this looks absolutely beautiful, and I'm glad that they went with this fluted design, which frankly reminds me of the new i3 or the new titanium lights. I believe it was an i3T that Olight came out with, and I will show you right now. They sent me a prototype a few months ago, and there are a lot of aspects of it that I like, but they did decide to change up quite a bit of it, and I think it is for the better. So the production version next to the prototype, just so you guys can see that they really do put a lot of thought into this, and they want to make sure that what they put out is going to be the best result for you, the consumer. So here's the prototype, and then I'm going to retire this over to the side for the rest of the video. And if we look inside the package, there's not a lot in here. You get a small bag, and this is going to have a couple spare O-rings and a generic lanyard. Then you have your user manual, and this is going to walk you through the entire, well, all the specifications here. Let's zoom in here so you can see that there are different specs depending on the 14500 or the two AA batteries. If we flip it over, a lot of that same information, but shows in multiple languages. And I'm going to walk you through everything right now, so you don't have to worry about that at all. So let's get the box, let's get the lanyard and the O-rings out of the way, and focus on the light. Now, when I bought this, it was not available. This is very, very first, literally the first day it was available. I picked this up. So buying it with the AA batteries or with the 14500s was not a viable option at the time. But I picked this up. I already had a bunch of AA batteries. I already had a bunch of 14500s because I have every aspect and iteration of the TS10. So 14500s are running around here aplenty. But let's go over the design of this. So you will see this glass lens, and I don't see any signs of an AR coating, but what you can see is that 519A peeking its beautiful head back there. There you go, you see all that? And you can see that it is very distinguished back there, sitting behind that orange peel reflector. That glass lens is recessed and inset, so you don't have to worry about scratching that lens, unless you're being real adventurous. We step down here, you can see this button here. Now this button is a small metal button, but it's not going to do anything unless that rear tail switch is engaged. We'll step down. I wouldn't even call these cooling fins if I'm being perfectly frank, but they are a nice design touch. Then it does slim down a little bit here on the actual battery tube. If the whole light was this size, it would probably be a little on that chunky side. But they do slim down for where you're actually going to be holding the light, no matter how you actually decide to hold it. For me, it's more comfortable on the right hand because I do have that pocket clip sitting over here on the left. But it has these elongated or vertical machine marks here. This machining here looks really, really good. Reminds me a lot of like a straight rifling, and I think it looks fantastic. That is one method that a lot of manufacturers will use on weight reduction for their barrels. But then it does step back up into another recess where you have that pocket clip. And one really, really nice look that I see here is it looks like you have a couple bullets or some rounds of ammunition set up inside this pocket clip. So that's a nice little Easter egg. I don't know, honestly, if it was intentional, but I think it looks really cool. And if we go past that on this tail cap, you do see a continuation of that rifling. So, with the machining here and on the back tail cap, I do actually think that this is an intentional choice. So it looks really cool, kind of fits the design motif, if you will, or the design language. And then you have that rear tail switch. So that rear tail switch, it's sitting right up against the silicone cover. So as soon as you start moving, or as soon as you press in on that rear tail switch, it does start engaging the switch. There is no slop, no leeway, or no extra room. So really, really nice feel. It is a silicone rubber though, so it is collecting dust like crazy. And let's go ahead and open this up real fast so you can see. So in here, it is just a standard forward clicky switch, which I do appreciate, so you can get that momentary access to your lighting. A very stiff plated spring. Yeah, very, very stiff. I like that a lot. And theoretically, if you do prefer the reverse clicky style, you can switch this out because it looks like it is just a standard style. But then we get these threads right here. They are very narrow, so that lends itself to be a very easy thread to get lined up. But frankly, I'd worry about the longevity on a very narrow thread like this. But we'll go ahead and dump these 14500s out. So right now I have two 19, I'm a dummy, two 900 milliamp hour 14500s from Wurkkos. And we're just going to set those aside because, they have a bunch of different cells available directly from Wurkkos. These were from another light, so this review is not going to include any information about the batteries. But we'll look down that battery tube. There you go, you can see that. So you see that center post with the two little sections on the side of it. That's going to give you reverse polarity protection. So you'll notice that you don't see any battery directional indicators anywhere on here. And that's because this has the technology built into it, where if a battery does get placed in there backwards, you're still going to be okay with that. So actually, let's get those 14500s back in here real fast and get this screwed on. All right, so now we're looking at this, and I'm going to walk through the user interface right now, and then we're going to do a very quick comparison outside. So as far as the user interface goes, you turn it on by pressing that rear switch, and then all of your modes are adjustable. Here, let's go ahead and do this. All of your modes are adjustable from that side switch. That side switch has really, really nice spring back, really good feel. So far, I'm quite happy with this light. So one thing to note is that if you have this on, you go ahead and turn it off, and it does have a memory mode, so it will stay on whatever mode you had it already set to. But what you can do is you can do a double press, and that will go straight to that 900 lumen turbo mode. And again, that is 900 lumens with two 14500s. That output does limit itself to 350 lumens if you're using just AA batteries. And if you do a triple press, you do get that tactical strobe as well. Now, I do wish that were available directly from the rear tail switch. That would make it much more tactical. If you want to use that word, it would make it much more tactical, and I would appreciate being able to access that directly from the rear tail switch, similar to the V2 of the FC12. And it does have that eco mode too. So if you want to access eco mode, all you got to do is press and hold. And right here, you're in 1 lumen eco mode. So this is going to really maximize the amount of time you can have a little bit of light. Now, granted, 1 lumen is not very high, but it will maximize the amount of time you can get light from your WK05. And with that being said, it is only appropriate to compare this to something. And to do that, we need another light. So we're going to use the Nightcore MT2A Pro. Now the MT2A Pro will work at 3.7 volts, or it will work with two AA batteries as well. So they have their proprietary, I believe it's the NLR1614R or NL1416R. So this is an elongated 3.7 volt. So this will do 1000 lumens, and this uses their UHI or UHI 20 LED. But I wanted to compare this with the WK05 Now, totally different price bracket. Right now, the WK05 is $24.99, and that is available with a 20% off coupon for the Christmas season. So let's get these outside. We'll do a head-to-head comparison, and then we'll come back in. All right, guys, tonight we are here with the Wurkkos WK05, the new Penlight, the successor to the WK02, much bigger, much brighter, much badder. So let's go ahead and just get straight into it. I'm going to go ahead and activate that rear tail switch, and I'm going to cycle through to make sure that I give you guys, there we go. So this is low mode here. This is medium. And this is high. Now this is a Nightcore MT2A at 5000K. So I'm going to go ahead and double press. And this is 900 lumens from a double 14500 Penlight. And additionally, I'll go ahead and turn this back on real fast. We can do a triple press. And it is a very, very fast frequency, but it does alternate between the fast and slow frequencies. You do have a little bit of a tactical strobe there as well. However, it seems like it might be a little out of place on a Penlight. And to compare, we have the Nightcore MT2A Pro. Now this is low with the MT2A Pro. This is medium. And this is high. This is 1000 lumens from their UHI 20 LED. So definitely a more distinct hotspot, but those color renderings are not going to come in as true. So one more time, we have the WK05. Now I went straight to 900 lumens from that Nightcore 519A, again 5000K. And from the Nightcore MT2A Pro, 1000 lumens from their UHI 20 LED. So now that we saw both of those, let's go ahead and get back inside. All right, guys, we went outside and we compared the new Wurkkos WK05 to the Nightcore MT2A Pro. Now, again, Nightcore MT2A Pro is 1000 lumens with a much cooler white. This, for me, honestly, the 519A at 5000 is like the sweet spot. It's just neutral enough to where it's, not like a 3000K or anything like that. So between 4 and 5000 for me is perfect. This is a little on the cooler side, and I mean, it still gives a very neutral tint to the eyes. I'm actually looking at it on my monitor right now as I'm recording this, and it looks a little more white than it does in real life. But looking at these side by side outside, all I gotta say is now the MT2A Pro has that smooth reflector, so it does throw just a hair better. And with that UHI LED, it is de-domed, so that helps with throw as well. 519A with the orange peel, this is going to flood out a little more. And as a matter of fact, this reflector is designed for a center point of 16 degrees and a flood of 70 degrees. So it does come out pretty decent. But as far as the color, I have to say Wurkkos, in my opinion, takes the cake. But I've always been for the high CRI. I've always been for the 519A with that really, really nice tint. So tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. The WK05 versus the MT2A Pro, both very, very formidable lights. And again, if you are looking for the WK05, you can go ahead and click on the link down below. It is $24.99 right now at the Wurkkos website, wurkkos.com. That link down here will send you right to it. And it is available on AliExpress as well. So guys, thank you so much for being here today. I really, really do appreciate it. If you like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe, click on that bell notification because that's going to let you guys know when we have a giveaway coming up. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.